Hey, Gemini, come here for a second. I need to talk to you about something that is probably weighing heavy on your heart right now. I know you are dealing with a situation where your parents are not exactly thrilled about the person you love. Maybe they have been vocal about it, or maybe they are giving you that silent treatment that somehow feels even worse. Either way, you are caught between two worlds right now. The person who makes your heart sing and the people who raised you and want what they think is best for you. I want you to know something before we even start this reading. This situation you are in right now is not happening by accident. God does not let us go through valleys without a purpose. Sometimes the opposition we face is actually part of a bigger plan that is unfolding. I have been praying over your situation before even pulling these cards because I felt such a strong pull to bring this message to you today. There is something God wants you to understand about what is happening in your love life right now and why your parents are reacting the way they are. You know what is interesting about Gemini energy? You are the sign of communication, of duality, of seeing both sides of every story. And right now, you are probably doing exactly that. You are understanding where your parents are coming from, while also feeling deeply connected to your person. You are trying to bridge worlds, and it is exhausting. But here is what I want you to hear today. God sees you in this middle space. He sees your heart breaking a little bit every time your parents say something negative about your relationship. He sees you lying awake at night, wondering if you should choose love or family, when the truth is, you should not have to choose at all. So, I pulled 3 cards for you today, and honestly, when these cards came out, I actually got chills. Like actual chills running down my spine, because the message here is so clear and so powerful. God is not just watching this situation unfold. He is actively moving pieces around on the board that you cannot even see yet. Your parents might think they are protecting you, but what they do not realize is that God has already been protecting you all along, and sometimes the protection looks different than what we expect. Before I show you these cards, I want you to take a deep breath with me. Whatever you are feeling right now, whether it is anxiety or frustration or sadness or even anger, all of that is valid. God can handle your emotions. He is not afraid of your questions or your doubts. So let those feelings exist while we also open our hearts to what He wants to reveal through this reading. Because I promise you the message coming through is going to shift something in how you see this entire situation. Now let me pull the first card for you, and oh my goodness, Gemini, this is already speaking volumes. The first card I pulled is Temperance, and I need you to really hear what God is saying through this card, because it is everything right now. Temperance is about divine balance, about patience, about mixing different elements together to create something beautiful. And you know what this tells me immediately? God is asking you to trust His timing in this situation. Your parents are not going to change their minds overnight. And honestly, that is okay, because God is working on their hearts in ways you cannot force or rush. Here is what temperance is really about in your situation. You have been trying so hard to make everyone happy. You have been attempting to balance your love for your person with your respect for your parents, and it feels like you are constantly pouring from one cup into another, never quite getting the mixture right. But God is saying stop trying to be the one who balances everything. That is His job. Your job right now is to stay grounded in your truth and let Him do the mixing. I'm seeing that your parents have some very specific concerns about your relationship. Maybe it is about financial stability, or maybe it is about cultural differences, or maybe they just have this image in their head of who you should be with, and your person does not fit that mold. Whatever it is, Temperance is showing me that their concerns are not entirely without merit, but they are also not seeing the full picture. They are looking at individual ingredients and judging them separately instead of seeing the beautiful meal that can be created when everything comes together. God is asking you to practice patience right now, and I know That is probably not what you want to hear. You want the conflict to be resolved yesterday. You want your parents to wake up tomorrow and suddenly love your person and welcome them with open arms. But divine timing does not work that way. Temperance is teaching you that some transformations happen slowly, drop by drop, degree by degree. Your parents are being transformed right now, whether they realize it or not. Every time they see you standing firm in your love, every time they witness the happiness your person brings you, every time they notice the growth you are experiencing. In this relationship, God is softening their hearts little by little. There is something else Temperance is showing me, and this is important. You need to practice moderation in how you are approaching this situation. I am sensing that you might be going to extremes. Either you are completely avoiding talking about your relationship with your parents, or you are constantly trying to defend it and prove them wrong. Temperance is saying find the middle path. Share your joy with them in small doses. Let them see glimpses of your happiness without forcing them to celebrate it before they are ready. Think of it like gradually adding spices to a dish. If you dump everything in at once, it is overwhelming. But if you add a little bit at a time, people's taste buds adjust and they start to appreciate the flavor. God is also using this card to tell you something about your person. The temperance energy suggests that your partner has a calming influence on you. They balance you out in ways that you might not even fully recognize yet. Your parents might see this as your person changing you, but what is actually happening is that you are becoming more of who you are meant to be. God brought this person into your life not to distract you from your purpose, but to support you in fulfilling it. Your parents will eventually see this, but first they need time to witness the fruits of this relationship. I want you to pray about something specific. Ask God to give your parents spiritual eyes to see what He sees in your relationship. Because right now, they are looking through the lens of fear and protection and cultural expectations and all of these human filters. But if God can lift that veil even just a little bit, they will start to see the divine orchestration at work. They will start to recognize that maybe, just maybe, this relationship is not something to fight against, but something to support. Temperance is also speaking to your own internal balance. You have been so focused on the external conflict that you might have lost touch with your own center. God is reminding you to take care of yourself during this time. Do not let this situation consume all of your energy and attention. Continue to nurture your own spiritual life, your own dreams, your own sense of self. Because when you are balanced and grounded in who you are, that energy radiates outward, and it actually makes it easier for others, including your parents, to find their own balance in relation to you. The angel in the temperance card is literally mixing water between two cups, and this is such a powerful image for your situation. One cup represents your love life, and one cup represents your family life. And God is saying you do not have to choose one or the other. He is capable of blending these two parts of your life together in a way that honors both. It might not happen according to your timeline, but it will happen according to His perfect timing. Let me pull the second card, because there is more God wants to show you about this situation. Okay, so the second card is the Eight of Cups in Gemini. I need you to stay with me here, because this card might feel a little bit scary at first, but it is actually carrying such an important message of liberation and divine guidance. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that no longer serves you, about listening to that inner call, even when it means leaving behind what is familiar and comfortable. And in the context of your situation with your parents, opposing your love, this card is revealing something crucial that God wants you to understand. Here is what I am seeing. There is a version of yourself that your parents fell in love with when you were younger. Maybe it was the obedient child who always followed their advice without question. Maybe it was the version of you who shared their exact values and dreams and never challenged their perspective. And what is happening now is that you are growing into a more authentic version of yourself. You are making choices based on your own spiritual guidance, rather than just following the script that was written for you. And that is terrifying for your parents, because it feels like they are losing you. But God is saying through this Eight of Cups that you are not abandoning anyone. You are walking toward your destiny. There is a difference between rejecting your family and stepping into your own life. The figure in this card is walking away from 8 cups that are stacked up behind them. Those cups represent expectations, traditions, old patterns, the need for approval. And sometimes God calls us to leave those things behind, not because they are bad, but because there is something greater waiting for us on the other side of that mountain we need to climb. I want to be really clear about something, because I know this is a sensitive topic. God is not telling you to cut off your parents, or disrespect them, or stop honoring them. That is not what this card means at all. What he is saying is that you might need to emotionally and spiritually walk away from their disapproval. You might need to stop letting their opinions dictate your peace. You might need to create some healthy distance while God works on everyone's hearts, including yours. The Eight of Cups often appears when we have outgrown a situation. And I am seeing that you have outgrown the dynamic where your parents have the final say in your romantic choices. You are an adult. You have your own relationship with God, and you are capable of discerning who belongs in your life. Your parents raised you well enough that you can make good decisions, and now they need to trust that foundation they built. But until they get to that place of trust, you might need to love them from a slightly more boundaried space. Here is something powerful about this card. The moon is shining in the image, illuminating the path forward. That moon represents divine guidance. God is literally lighting up the way for you, even though the path might feel lonely right now. You are not walking this journey alone. Every step you take toward authenticity, every moment you choose love over fear, every time you stand firm in your truth, God is right there with you. He is cheering you on. He is protecting you. He is making sure that even though you are walking away from old cups, you are walking toward a fountain that never runs dry. I am also sensing that there might be some grief involved in this process. Grief over the fact that your parents are not celebrating your love story the way you hoped they would. Grief over the tension in your family relationships. Grief over the realization that sometimes the people we love most cannot see what we see. And God is saying it is okay to grieve. It is okay to feel sad about this. The Eight of Cups acknowledges that walking away from anything, even when it is necessary for our growth, involves loss. But on the other side of that grief is freedom. There is something else this card is revealing. Your person, the one your parents are opposing, they understand this journey you are on. They get it. They might have had to make similar choices in their own life to become who they are meant to be. And that shared understanding is part of what bonds you together so deeply. When you find someone who supports your evolution rather than trying to keep you small, that is a gift from God. Your parents might not see it as a gift yet, but eventually they will understand that this person is actually part of God's plan for your life. I want you to pray about something. Ask God to give you courage to keep walking your path even when it feels lonely. Ask Him to surround you with His presence so strongly that you never doubt you are making the right choice. And ask Him to soften your heart toward your parents, even as you maintain healthy boundaries, because resentment will only block the blessings that are trying to reach you. The Eight of Cups is a card of pilgrimage. You are on a spiritual journey right now, and your romantic relationship is part of that journey. Your parents are also on their own journey, and right now your paths are diverging slightly, but God has a way of bringing paths back together when the time is right. Trust that He is working in their hearts, even when you cannot see any evidence of it. Trust that the same God who called you forward is capable of preparing a place where everyone can eventually gather in peace and love. Let me pull the third and final card, because I can feel there is one more crucial piece of this puzzle that God wants to reveal to you. Oh, Gemini, this third card just made everything click into place. The Six of Wands just came out, and this is such a victorious energy that I literally felt my heart leap when I turned it over. After all the patience and all the walking away from old patterns, here comes the vindication. Here comes the moment where everything you have been standing for is recognized and celebrated. God is showing you the end of this story, and it is so much better than you are imagining right now. The Six of Wands is about public recognition, victory, and triumph after struggle. This is the card of the hero returning home and being celebrated by the community. And in your specific situation with your parents, opposing your relationship, this card is a promise from God that not only will this tension resolve, but it will resolve in a way that brings honor to you and your person. Your parents are not just going to tolerate your relationship eventually. They are going to actually celebrate it. They are going to see what God sees. Let me break down what is happening here energetically. Right now, you feel like you are fighting an uphill battle. Every family gathering is tense. Every conversation about your future feels loaded. You are constantly defending your choices and justifying your love, and it is exhausting. But the Six of Wands is saying that season is coming to an end. There is a turning point approaching where the narrative completely shifts. Something is going to happen that changes how your parents view your person and your relationship. It might be a specific event, or it might be a gradual accumulation of evidence. But either way, God is orchestrating a victory for you. Here is what I am seeing specifically. Your person is going to do something, or be something that wins your parents over. Maybe they are going to demonstrate incredible integrity in a difficult situation. Maybe they are going to show up for your family in a moment of need. Maybe they are going to achieve something significant that proves their character and capability. Whatever it is, God is setting up a moment where your parents cannot deny anymore that this person is a blessing in your life. The universe has a way of vindicating those who stand in their truth. The Six of Wands often shows up when we have been fighting for something righteous and good. And your love is righteous and good, even if your parents cannot see it yet. You are not fighting for something selfish or destructive. You are fighting for a relationship that helps you grow, that brings you joy, that aligns with your values and your spiritual path. God honors that kind of love. He defends that kind of love. And this card is His way of saying, I see you, I am with you, and I am about to show everyone else what I have always known about this relationship. There is also a message here about confidence. The Six of Wands is asking you to carry yourself with the energy of someone who has already won, even while you are still in the middle of the battle. This is not about being arrogant or dismissive of your parents' concerns. This is about being so secure in God's plan for your life that external disapproval cannot shake you. When you embody that kind of unshakable faith, it actually accelerates the victory. Your certainty becomes contagious, and eventually your parents will catch it too. I am getting a really specific message about timing here. The Six of Wands suggests that the victory is closer than you think. You might have been dealing with this opposition for so long that it feels like it will never end, but God is saying the breakthrough is right around the corner. Keep holding on. Keep standing firm. Keep loving your person and honoring your parents, even when it is hard. Because the reward for your faithfulness is about to manifest in a really beautiful way. You know what else is significant about this card? The person riding the horse in the Six of Wands is wearing a victory wreath and holding a wand high. This is someone who has claimed their power and their purpose. And that is exactly what you are doing right now, Gemini. By choosing to honor your own heart and your own divine guidance, even in the face of opposition, you are claiming your spiritual power. You are saying, I trust God more than I fear disapproval. And that kind of faith moves mountains. That kind of faith changes family dynamics. That kind of faith creates miracles. I want to give you a really practical piece of guidance based on this card. Start visualizing the moment when your parents finally embrace your person. See it in your mind as clearly as you can. Imagine your mom hugging your partner. Imagine your dad laughing at something they said. Imagine a family dinner where everyone is relaxed and happy together. Hold that vision and pray over it regularly. Ask God to make it reality. Because the Six of Wands is about manifestation and bringing things from the spiritual realm into the physical realm through faith and action. There is one more thing this card is highlighting, and it is important. The victory you are moving toward is not just about your parents accepting your relationship. It is about you stepping into a more confident, empowered version of yourself. You are learning through this situation that you can trust yourself. You can trust your own discernment. You can trust that when God speaks to your heart, you can follow that voice, even when others doubt you. That lesson is going to serve you for the rest of your life in countless ways beyond just this relationship. The Six of Wands is ultimately a card about faith being rewarded. You have been faithful to love. You have been faithful to your truth. You have been faithful to the guidance you are receiving from God, and He does not forget faithfulness. He multiplies it. He honors it. He turns it into testimony. One day you are going to look back on this difficult season and recognize it as the time when you learn to stand firm in God's promises, even when the whole world seemed to be against you. That is legacy-level faith right there, Dot. So here's what I want you to do after this reading. First, thank God for already working behind the scenes in ways you cannot perceive yet. Second, release the timeline to Him and stop trying to force or control when or how your parents will come around. Third, continue to love both your family and your person with an open heart, refusing to let bitterness take root. And fourth, walk in the energy of victory starting today, because the Six of Wands says it is already yours. You are just waiting for the physical reality to catch up with the spiritual truth. Gemini, I am praying for you now as I finish this reading. I am praying that God gives you supernatural peace in the midst of this family tension. I am praying that He protects your relationship from the attacks of doubt and discouragement. I am praying that He opens your parents' eyes to see what He sees in your person. And I am praying that very soon you will message me and tell me that everything shifted exactly like these cards promised. Because that is what God does. He makes ways where there seems to be no way. He turns opposition into celebration. He transforms skeptics into supporters. Trust Him. Trust the process. Trust that your happy ending is already written in heaven, and it is making its way to earth right now. If this reading resonated with you, drop a comment and let me know. And if you are going through something similar, send this to someone who needs to hear that God is fighting their battles, even when it does not feel like it. I love you, Gemini. Keep your head up and your faith strong. Victory is coming.